guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is the monthly reading for the month of February 2021. I'm sorry, I know I'm a few days late on this, but I want to go ahead and get these out so that I can start working on the love reading for the middle of February. So be looking out for those, and I'm going to try to do something a little bit different, a little bit special with those for the Valentine month. But this, this general reading, it really depends, obviously as a general reading, the messages may or may not resonate with you. And sometimes the messages that come through are more heavily weighted towards, career, finance. It really depends. So, if you wanted a personal reading, you would need to reach out and get a private reading from me. If you're interested, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. I'd also invite you to join up with me on TikTok if you're on there. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot. And just a big thank you to each and every one of you, subscribers, people who just found me today. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. I really, really do appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. So I will stop for now, and I will see each of the signs in a second for the reading. Hi Libra, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your reading for the month of February. Sorry, I just knocked the camera there. All right, I have been shuffling off camera, but I will give the deck a couple more shuffles. So what does Libra need to know? What are the messages for Libra for the month of February? Messages for Libra. What does Libra need to know? What are the messages for Libra? These, I'll flip them over so they would have come out like that, and I'll use these in that order. Divide the deck. Okay, so they come out in this order. We have, center of the spread, the Five of Swords. What can help or hinder? Four of Pentacles. So there could be a concern here over your finances. This could be, some type of betrayal. Somebody has, maybe they've done you out of money. There's been some type of, deceitful energy here surrounding your finances, your material possessions. We'll clarify. In the deep past, you have the Nine of Cups, which is the minor arcana version of the wish card, so wish fulfillment. In the recent past, you have major arcana number 5, the Hierophant. Crowning you, that's better, we have major arcana number 7, the Chariot. It's a victory, but a hard-fought victory, right? Victory after a struggle. Lovely. We have coming in the near future, the Nine of Pentacles. You show up as, we're going to be clarifying here. The Seven of Swords. Surrounding you in your environment, you have the Page of Cups. Hopes and fears, you have the Moon. Major arcana number 18. Move these down a bit so they'll fit. And outbound energy, the King of Wands. And bottom of the deck, the overall energy, you have Judgment. Yeah, beneath that we have Queen of Cups and the Two of Swords. And Ace of Swords. Yeah, so there's, again, this sits in what would be sort of the past position, looking at them this way, right? And we have decision that needed to be made, but feeling trapped, feeling, unable or incapable of making a decision. This Queen of Cups is very intuitive energy. Could also be a water sign individual, usually an older one. Could be a mother figure, mother of your children. Doesn't necessarily have to be a woman though, right? In these general reading is not gender specific. So male or female, but Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And then the Judgment card, right? This is a card of, can be second chances, right? It can also be, you know, rebirth, coming back around. It can be going back to doing things from the past. So sometimes the Judgment card shows up when you are, you know, going back to maybe work somewhere that you've used to work, or going back to, you know, doing something that you've done in the past as well. So there's that as well, right? But the Judgment can also be somebody, you know, kind of, there's a need for maybe forgiveness with this card, a need for transparency. There's also a sense of, you can see how it's like she's letting herself come, you know, go free. You can see that she's sort of coming out of herself. So there's a sense of freedom here, right? And allowing yourself to kind of like a spiritual awakening. But there's also this need to maybe let go of something from the past. Let me go ahead and clarify these cards that I said needed to be clarified. So we're going to clarify first of all, before we get into the spread here, the Five of Swords at the center. So what is the Five of Swords for Libra? Please clarify the Five of Swords. What is the Five of Swords in the spread? Please clarify the Five of Swords. Okay, we'll do one last shuffle. Okay, so clarifying the Five of Swords. Yeah, we have 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and Prince of Swords. So, yeah, there's been, you know, there has been some type of very painful, very difficult situation. It is over though. It's like the, you know, and this does sit in what would be like the past position. So you've already come through this. But, you know, it's still here at the center of your spread. But you've been through this. And then there's been a decision that you've had to make, which was interesting because back here we had the decision needing to be made, but feeling incapable of doing so. Here you have a decision to be made. And then you have this very fast-paced energy of the Prince of Swords coming in. And he's, you know, he can bring in news about something, you know, he can bring in clarity to a situation. So there's been like a, you know, what sort of sits at the center here is like a decision, but then clarity's coming in. So there is clarity. Yeah, you're figuring something out, right? You're getting the information that you need. And let me show you this Five of Swords, because I'm not sure if you're able to see it that well, but, oops, just knocked the table, sorry. Being very clumsy today. So you see on the card, he looks like he's holding his head, right? There's a man that's up there, but there's blood on this, on the ice, right? It looks like up on this icy mountain. And, you know, this is air energy, which, you know, the suit of swords or air energy, it has to do with our thoughts. It's the suit of the mind, right? And this, it's sometimes like somebody has, you know, won the battle, right? But at what cost? So, you know, winning, there's conflict. Somebody might have cheated to win. There's also a sense of loss attached to this, because fives in the tarot, we generally think of them as being like lack cards, so lacking in something, you know, lacking in emotional fulfillment, lacking in money, right? With the Five of Swords, there's sort of this having experienced loss, so there's lack attached to the card as well. So somebody might have done something sort of underhanded. And we have like the other thief card here showing up as, you know, your energy. So there could be somebody that has really, you know, you've been dealing with somebody who has done some underhanded things to you. It could be in the area of career. It could be in the area of finances, right? With this sort of Four of Pentacles is what could help or hinder. And I know I'm jumping over here, but I just want to talk about this as well. I'll clarify it too. But you see how here we have the man, and it's like he's stolen something. He thinks that he's getting away there. So there's deception or betrayal definitely, you know, attached to this card. Somebody feeling as though they've gotten away with something, right? But usually, and this one doesn't, I guess, show it as well, though it does show like the black feathers falling out. But it usually represents some type of lack of planning, in the sense that, you know, he wasn't able to get away with all of the feathers. 2 were left behind. In the traditional tarot, oftentimes there's like a man, you know, and he's getting away with the 5 swords, but he's left 2. So, you know, the person who's still there has swords to defend themselves. So it's, you know, lack of planning. But it is a very, it is a card of betrayal. So it's like a sneaky energy. Sometimes it can be, like, I don't always look at the 7 of Swords as terrible, because it can be that sneaky energy when, like, you're working on something, you're working on, say, a project, or, you know, you're planning a move, you're planning to change jobs, and you don't want everybody to know until it's, you know, final, because it might not work out. You know, if they know at your current place of work that you're planning on leaving, then they might not be happy about that. So you're just sort of keeping things to yourself. So there's like secrecy and secrets attached to it, but it's not necessarily, you know, betrayal, but it can be. So let's clarify it. Please clarify the 7 of Swords for Libra. What is the 7 of Swords? Let's clarify the 7 of Swords. Okay, and we have clarifying. Oh, we have, so this is the Strength card. It's number 8, but in this deck it's called Lust. So we'll get to that. Followed by the Ace of Wands and the Magician. I'm just looking, okay, and the Fool. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm getting like the energy from your spread. It's very similar to like the energy that I was getting off of Aquarius's spread. Obviously, you know, it's another air sign. If you have Aquarius, you know, in your chart at all, you might want to take a look at that, because they had similar messages, I think, and the energy is quite similar. But it's like that negative energy, but then, you know, the worst you've gotten over, and there's, you know, victory at hand, and you're moving on. You know, those were sort of the main messages coming through. But we have, you know, this can be lust in the sense of, yes, it could be, you know, lust for a person. But if this has to do with, like, going back to the finances, you know, it can be greed, like that type of greed. And this could explain, you know, the deception, something in the workplace. It could have to do with a new job. Somebody might have been, you know, deceitful in, if you were both going out for the same position, they might have done something underhanded, you know, to try to come out on top, to beat you out, you know, for that position. If you were working with this person, like partnered with them, if you had like your own business with this person, or working on a project with this person, there could have been, this might have been like greed over like the finances, and they might have done something kind of shady or sneaky with it. But then we have two cards that are really about, okay, well, let's move on. Let's move on and manifest something brand new and much better for ourselves here, because we have like the 0 and the 1 of the major arcana, which 0 is the Fool card, right? New beginnings, brand new cycles, setting off down a new path. And then the Magician comes in to manifest, to bring, whatever the things are that you are wanting to do, to make them happen, to bring them into reality. So yeah, I don't feel that this was you who did this. I feel that somebody might have treated you this way. You might have already, gone through this, still kind of, thinking, because swords, right? Thinking and still going over the things that you've been through. And with it being helped or hindered by the 4 of Pentacles, I do get that this is more in or to do with money or within the workplace. Could be the home as well, because, earth energy, it's to do with like our material things. So, material possessions, it's the work that we do, the money we earn, it's our homes, our family. And this, sometimes it's referred to as the Miser card, where the person is, just sort of clutching onto their money. But we know that, when we do that, we end up ultimately like cutting money off, because the energy around money needs to flow. So we need to work hard, earn money, receive money in, be thankful, right? Acknowledge that money, use it to pay our bills, try to save a bit if we can, right? And so with the paying the bills and, we allow it to sort of flow out as well. We're not trying to hoard all the money. So there's this flow, right? The money comes in, it goes out. When we try to say, I just need to save and save and save, we end up making that very stagnant energy, right? We end up cutting off the flow. So yes, money isn't going out, but it's also, we're preventing it from coming in. So there could have been something to do with, with money, like the finances. I'm getting like, you see her purse, and I feel like there could have been like a bag or, a little safe or a money, like a lockbox, a money box, that there could have actually been, money taken. So this deception, it could have actually been, physical money being taken, so being stolen. But don't worry, because, it's like they are sort of things have a way of working out, right? And so you're having this new start, this new birth, and you'll see as we go through the rest of the spread here, you have in the deep past wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups. So it's the minor arcana version of the star card, wish upon a star, right? What is it that you are, or that you truly want, and then having those wishes fulfilled. There's a focus in the recent past. You could have been really focusing on your spiritual side. The Hierophant is, he's a very spiritual energy. He's also, we think of him as being linked to sort of large institutions, the government. This deception, for some of you, this could have something to do with the government. There might have been, maybe the other person was being deceitful. Maybe they weren't, if they were the ones in charge of filing the taxes or things like that, they might have been trying to hold on to the money and not declaring everything like they needed to. There could have been that as well, because the Hierophant, he's to do with, Hierophants are at the head of a large religious organization, right? He's a spiritual figure. So we usually associate him with like all the rules and ceremonies and, large institutions that have a number of rules and do things in more of a sort of a traditional way, right? So school systems, legal system, judges, lawyers, the government. Yeah, there could have been something to do with that, actually. It's coming out quite strong here with the Hierophant next to these two cards. But there's victory. Like I said, the Chariot crowning you. I mean, this is victory after, a difficult time. It's a hard-won, hard-earned victory. But now there's forward momentum, and you are very much in the driver's seat. So moving, there can be actual movement with the Chariot. So you might be moving across land. This could also have to do with a car, changing cars, buying a car, movement, things moving ahead. And it's fast-paced energy. I mean, you can see that they're going so quickly that it's like the road is just sort of, it's a blur that's flying by there. So things happening very quickly. And we have 2 9s here, right? Coming in the near future, the Nine of Pentacles. This is the self-reliant, self-sufficient energy. It's being, that bachelorette, earning your money, working hard, being able to afford everything that you have always sort of dreamed of, having that life that you've always envisioned for yourself. So obviously it's going to be different for everybody. Not everybody has the same vision or aspirations in life. For some of you, this could be, buying your own home. For others, this could be having your own business, having enough money in the bank. Everybody has their own idea of what, this Nine of Pentacles is for them. But there's definite, financial stability with the Nine of Pentacles. We've already talked a lot about this Seven of Swords. So surrounding you, Page of Cups. So this is either how others are viewing you or in your environment. Could be somebody around you. If so, this would typically be more of a younger water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Although the page, I typically think the page is more of a messenger, right? So brings in news about something. Can be news related to love or relationship. Can be news about something that's going to bring great joy into your life. It can be quite, again, fast-paced, unexpected. It's also a very open energy, right? It's this sort of unexpected. For some of you, it could be pregnancy. It could be news of a birth of a child. Can be a new relationship. But it's also about opening yourself up. Being open, right? Being open to new things, new situations. So needing to have that, to be receptive to whatever might be coming in. Hopes and fears, the moon. It's a major arcana here, but the moon, it does have this type of, and it's interesting because both of these cards have, you see where it's like this looks like the woman's kind of coming out of herself here, or there's like a strange shadow under the water. This one, we can see her sort of rising up out of herself. So there's something about, about you being this new version of yourself or a better version of yourself. But the moon is also about things, hidden things and secrets, and secrets coming to light, which we had. I was talking about this earlier, right, with where was it here, with the Prince of Swords, right? He brings in news, brings in clarity. So I think that you could be hoping for to have some type of clarity, or to have things revealed, or you could be, fearing more things coming to light. If you did find out about, with this Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, it's like now you're a bit worried and thinking, well, what else am I going to find out? But it is just a fear, and it is just a hope, right? What you actually have as your outbound energy is the King of Wands. So again, could be a person. If so, he would usually be an older fire sign individual. Here, obviously, he appears as the king, but male or female, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And he is very dynamic. He's like the born leader. He's, if there's a project to start up, or if you're starting a new job, he is the energy that you want to have. He's fearless, right? He's courageous. He's dynamic. Very, usually I think of him as being alluring or attractive as well, but he is all about, taking care of things, like resolving issues, right? And getting things done. And that's how you are leaving the month. So, looking back at at the spread, you have, I was just looking at the major arcanas. You have 1, 2, 3. You have 4 major arcanas. Okay, so not half the spread, but, you know, a good number of major arcanas. And the ones that do come out, you know, there's, again, with the Hierophant can also be getting in touch with your spiritual side, and the Moon as well, needing to listen to your intuition. So tuning into that, the messages coming through in your dreams at night, listening to, you know, the messages that you get during the daytime, sort of your intuition, that gut feeling that you get about things. So there's a focus here on that. But there's also, you know, there's a lot of very positive energy. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, right? We have the Victory card with the Chariot there. So it's like there's, yeah, I think that you could have been dealing with difficult, you know, a difficult situation, which, you know, I'm sorry if somebody has done this to you, right? If they've acted this way, or this is you just trying to move on, right? You trying to change jobs, or trying to move on. And for right now, you just can't let people know, which is why you're hoping to keep this a secret, possibly with the Moon card. You're hoping to, you know, not let everybody know about this yet, about whatever this new thing is that you're planning, or trying this new path that you're trying to go down with the Fool and the Magician here. So it could be that as well, right? It could I could see it going either way. I mean, obviously with so many people watching, you know, the messages are going to be different for everybody. Let's go ahead and get one final message for Libra. So one additional message. What does Libra need to know? One additional message. Okay, that one wanted to come out. Yeah, it says impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Let's go ahead and look at the full meaning of the card. Impasse says, turning back isn't necessarily a failure. Sometimes it's the wisest thing you can do. If there's an area in your life where there's an impasse, the universe is telling you to use this as a time to reflect and redirect your energy in another way. Wisdom is knowing when to when to back down, turn around, and then let it go. There are times in life to break through barriers, and there are times to change direction. There is an area in your life regarding relationships, business, finances, health, or your life path that needs to be reevaluated. Perhaps a new route is needed. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, if you reach an impasse in life, instead of protesting that it's unfair or unwarranted, change your course. Do it quickly and easily. Instead of focusing on what's not working, focus on what can work and what steps are needed to create a different outcome. This is the sign of a sage. The wise, that's the Hierophant, right? He's a spiritual figure, not the Hermit, but a spiritual figure. The wise one views an obstacle, and if it's impossible, he immediately steps back and goes a different way. Therein dwells the sage's success. Whatever the obstacle in your life, you have learned what you needed to learn. Now back away and choose a different path. That's interesting, right? And, you know, the Judgment card, I mean, there's also, you know, a big element of the past attached to the Judgment card as well. You know, it's about the past being kind of like putting the past behind us, or a need to put the past behind us, which could have to do with if somebody has acted, you know, in this deceitful way, putting that behind us, accepting any type of responsibility, you know, for what might have occurred, if you know, have any responsibility in the situation. But then, you know, moving forward. So needing to release the past and move on. Yeah, there's movement. Need to move on. Forgiveness and release with this Judgment card. So interesting month for you. I mean, ultimately, it looks good. I mean, you have success, right? But I feel that there's just this, you know, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, that it's like you're working through this, right? You're dealing with this, but you are dealing with it, right? And ultimately, I mean, you're moving forward. You have the strength of the King of Wands as you head out of the month. So just, you know, but like the guidance card was saying, if you see that, you know, there's no point in trying with a person or a situation, then just redirect your energy, right? Reflect, redirect your energy, and move forward with the Chariot. Move forward and have victory, right? That's what the Chariot's all about. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month. Bye for now.